Hi there, very good afternoon to you. Manufacturing is struggling. It's a fact that we all know. Surveys and official data shows the sector here has been contracting since spring this year. Globally, it's an economic slowdown that's hit industry, both east and west. So just how damaging is the Brexit doing to businesses here? Well, Jürgen Meyer is soon to step down as CEO of one of the country's biggest manufacturers, that's Siemens UK, and he told this programme he welcomes a Brexit extension but wants the UK to stay closely aligned to the EU. I spoke to him a short time ago from the One Young World conference in central London.
Manufacturing in the UK is the unsung hero. We are responsible for nearly half of all of the exports that leave this country. We are creating 2/3 of all research and development that leads to amazing new innovations that consumers enjoy every day of the week. We are the unsung hero. Now, of course, in this Brexit world, it's not the easiest because we are also the traders. And therefore, we are just so hopeful that we can get some sense into this last mile of these negotiations to help us get a deal which is a sensible deal that has close alignment to the EU single market, because that's what we need as manufacturers to prosper and to help Britain to prosper.
And you have been very outspoken in the past, Jürgen, about the damage Brexit is doing to manufacturing in particular, describing it as exhausting business and wrecking the country's reputation. We're in a situation we're faced with another possible extension. Is that something that you would welcome? Well,
the way I look at it, if somebody in my company was going to serve up a massively complex deal and I was asked to sign it off with 3 hours notice, I would say, I just want a little bit more time to look at the legal texts and understand it. So to me, it seems totally right that, it has been frustrating. It's taken too long, but to take a little to get it right, to reflect whether this is really the best deal for Britain, maybe to improve it slightly, and then we move on. But, if I can just say, I'm here at One Young World in London, and the last thing on these people's mind here is the detail of the Brexit deal. They're having the conversation about what sort of a world do we want to be, and in Britain, the conversation we should be having is what sort of a country do we want to be? And that's the argument we're not having. We're in the detail of the deal, instead of saying, what do we want to be? Do we want to be a high innovation, well-regulated, good consumer protection, great workers' rights? Is that the economy we want to be? Or do we want to be an economy that deregulates, lowers taxes, creates the Singapore of Europe? My view is that's not what Britain wants to be, and that's the debate that we should be having.
So to sum up, Jürgen Meyer, could you support Boris Johnson's latest deal? And what is your message to politicians right now?
Well, my message to politicians is come here to One Young World in London and have a look at the enthusiasm of the young people here for building a sustainable future, for building a fourth industrial revolution which is responsible and inclusive, and listen to the fact that these people don't believe that our debate on Brexit or on global trade barriers are the way forward for our economy. We need a different type of debate. That's what the people here are looking for. And I'm championing the young people here and getting right behind them to make sure we can create better industries and a better future.
And I know in the past you've been very passionate about the UK's so-called fourth revolution. Looking ahead, looking past Brexit, where is the UK's place in the world? And do you think revolution in manufacturing is still possible?
Well, I'm here at One Young World with 2,000 leaders of the future from around the globe, and I can tell you these leaders are passionate about the fourth industrial revolution. And those people, from wherever they're coming from China, from India, from America, from other parts of Europe, they absolutely want to champion this revolution. And that's the movement we need here in the UK also. I'm proud to have been part of the leadership of creating that movement of Made Smarter, which is the fourth industrial revolution for Great Britain. But we do need to invest in it more. We need to grow a stronger partnership between business and government to help us deliver that, so we can be a real force for good in this fourth industrial revolution, which we didn't do well enough in the third industrial revolution.